I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
And we are about to review some
Dream Theater!
Dream Theater! Y'all didn't know I could hit them notes?
Nope. Even I didn't know.
We have an interview with Rob Halford. I'm going to tell him that I need to sing for his band. It's a complete lie.
He's totally lying to you.
Halford doesn't even know
But you wouldn't be surprised, would you?
Yeah, like for a second, they're like, oh shit!
We're not delivering that much. Yet.
No, not yet. But I'm sure by now y'all realize that that's not impossible.
Right. All things are possible if you simply believe.
Speaking of believing, shout out to the big homie Nilla Maga from, I don't know where he's from. I think he's from Sweden or something like that. It's got to be a foreigner. Couldn't be an American that did something this beautiful. So anyway, he does this post, right? Mm-hmm. And it's here's a happy little challenge for everyone. Take some time to think about things you can respect or look up to in somebody else's worldview. So then as an atheist, he talks about how Christians are, blah, blah, blah. And as a Christian, I appreciate the Muslims. And then the big homie Khalid said, as a Muslim, I appreciate the atheists. And, he was like really going with the theme of the shirt.
That's cool.
I feel like when we print those Takes a Village shirts, that he's got to get a free one because he was the first one to...
Yeah, but you have to remember to tell us.
To go with the spirit of...
That you have a free coupon.
And he was just doing it to be a good citizen. A good villager. He wasn't trying to get... This is the thing about the people in our community. Like, these people are, like, so freaking generous with their art and with their, music and everything. And this. And, I didn't tell you this, but Peter bought me 2 books.
Oh, really?
That I'm going to read. Yeah, like super influential books. So we're actually going to Peter and I at least are going to do a book club, but you're definitely invited. We're going to read these books, and they're like very thin, and then we're going to talk about them. So you're definitely invited. But anyway, people in our community are ridiculously generous. Anyway, big shout out to the big homie Nilla Maga. I love you, my man. That was beautiful. All right, this is Wither from, what do you call it?
Dream Theater.
Dream Theater. All right, let's do it.
Okay. Was that depressing to you?
It was very clean and symmetrical and sharp.
Was it depressing? No? I just thought maybe it was for you. I liked it. It reminded me, actually, the way that it sounded, it reminded me of stuff that, like, I would hear growing up. Like, do you agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Sounded like some
youth group worship.
Yeah.
Jesus come, Jesus come, or
Yeah.
something like that.
Is this? Are they Christian?
No,
or religious
not,
in any way?
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, it's a Dream Theater, but it sounded like
Yeah.
something you'd hear in Christian radio.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe that's why I don't like it.
Maybe that's why I liked it.
Yeah. I don't know.
And then
it
the
just sounded very, very clean. You know, it
Yeah,
sounded
it was.
very symmetrical, and we all went to school and studied music theory, and we know how to arrange songs very well. And I didn't feel any. There was no rawness to it. The whole thing was cooked. I didn't feel any like.
Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. I liked it. I liked that, like, that feeling of, like, rendering yourself helpless, like let me scroll up here.
I mean, yeah, lyrically, yeah.
Let it out, feel the empty space, so insecure, find the words and let it out. Like, it's going through that, like, nothing comes to mind. There was all that, like, confusion, but then I liked the part where it said, and I don't know what they meant by it, but when he said, so I wither and render myself helpless, I give in, and everything is clear, I break down and let the story guide me. I liked that part because we have a story and a theory of how everything is in the world and where things are going. And so sometimes I find myself overwhelmed and I feel like breaking down, or I'll feel insecure, or I feel like whatever, and like all these different things, but then like it's the story that overall ends up guiding me, is where we're going, and what we're doing, and what we're trying to accomplish. And
it's very, very useful to be part of a story.
Every time you do something, you have to have a mission. If you don't have a mission and you don't have a reason, then you're gonna just, if you don't have the, like, we've heard tons of people say, like, if you don't have the bankings on a river to keep the water flowing in a certain direction, it turns into a marsh and the water is just stagnant and gross. But
I've never heard that before. That's some wise shit. Where'd you get that from?
what?
Who said that?
Maybe
never
it's
heard
something that
before.
I've always heard, and I just assumed people said it everywhere. Like, you've never.
No, you're the
Somebody
first.
must have told me that. I don't know.
Oh, because you couldn't have come up with it. You're the one that came up with the Master of Puppets thing. Everybody's like, oh, sorry. Sorry.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, I agree. I'm a very where we are in our story centers me in in a lot of things, and understanding that you're a character in a meta narrative. Meta narrative is where the character discovers that he's in a story.
Yep.
Is extremely helpful. Because it orients you and it makes you go, oh, okay. I'm going off scripts. Got it. All right. You go off and you're and it brings me back to stasis and I can move on. So yeah, I'm gonna separate the lyrics from the delivery, the vehicle, because to me it was just very clinical. These guys are like clinical musicians. They're brilliant. They know their theories. All the math works, I'm sure, but
we want some chaos. No, I know what you're saying. I like it though.
even with Tool, with the Lateralis record, as I've been like digging in and listening.
Well, this didn't feel very complex.
No, not this particular song. I've heard one other song from them that was pretty complex.
Oh, really?
This one, though, I mean, I don't know. It wasn't the complexity. It was just, maybe they're too good for me. Maybe it's that they're too good. But when I listen to the Lateralis record, like, it is very methodical and mathematical, and pieces fit, literally. But there's still that wear the grudge like a crown. Scarlet Letterman. I'm like, oh. Yeah, Maynard. Yeah, Maynard. Forgive that guy.
Yep.
kind of.
But what did this make you feel
Be
like?
humble. This was just like very. It's just clinical. I knew what to expect. Half of the song, like the first like half of the song, I knew exactly what the second half of the song was going to be.
Yeah.
Whereas with Tool,
I never know where we're going.
but it always fits.
It does.
It's not random shit. Like,
you know
ooh.
the DNA ladder, like that little. Thing?
Yeah.
That's what I feel like Tool is. Like it goes.
Right.
You're going somewhere. It's.
Yeah. They take the circuitous route, and you always end up home.
Yep.
With Tool.
Ooh, that was good.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah. I love that song, The Grudge.
You do.
You should listen to it with me when I listen to it. I do the homework on it.
Okay.
I'll do it after others. Before.
Of all.
Yeah. Okay, so sonically, musically, yeah. Okay. I did like the lyrics, though. I thought the lyrics were interesting. Turn the water into wine.
Yeah, what the heck?
What do you think the song was talking about?
Oh, I mean, I just thought it was when you get to that space where you're not really doing so good. And he's withering away, he's becoming helpless. Like, when you get into that, like, bad headspace, and then you either, like, go, like, okay, like, I'm gonna move forward, or you get, like, really, really helpless, and then that's when, you know, suicidal thoughts or crazy thoughts or whatever all come to you. So you kind of have, like, that, am I gonna let myself just keep kind of taking the downward spiral, or am I gonna go somewhere else?
Spiral out.
Not that kind of spiral.
Keep going. Yeah.
Water into wine. What do you think?
Staring down, nothing comes to mind. Mm-hmm. Find the place, turn the water into wine.
Okay, I thought of, you know, like, have you ever been in that place where you're kind of like, you know what I mean? You just like stare off. You're just like.
Why are you asking me that question? I do that 50 times a
No,
day.
I know, but not
Was that
stare.
just your setup?
No.
Was that just your setup?
No, not stare off like you're going somewhere and you're actually thinking, but you're almost like there's nothing. Like, has that ever happened to you?
Nothing? Like thinking nothing?
Yeah, it's
there are no
almost
thoughts
like
in
you're
my head?
just.
No,
I
I've
don't
never
know.
been in
You're
that
like
situation.
in this place where you're like.
Never been in that situation.
Okay, well, I think that he's talking about that when he
so
says
what?
it.
Like that he's staring into nothingness? I don't understand.
There's like nothing. Like, I don't know if it's just you're so spent on your emotions and you're so spent on everything, but you just feel. It's like you feel nothing, but nothing is. I can't describe it, but it's like it's this empty like you're. And your mind just kind of like blah.
Staring down. What are you staring down at? Nothing comes to mind.
Nothing. You're just there. You're just like staring, and you're just like.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't last forever, but like so you just feel, you know, especially after like some difficult times, like.
Yeah.
I don't know if your body's just like, okay, just like stop for a minute. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one that's experienced that, but.
So let it out. So he can't talk about his feelings then. He keeps saying let it out, and then down here he says didn't he say open up somewhere?
Well, for me, usually like after I let it out, that's when I like kind of feel that emptiness, like after I've spent my emotions.
But he can't. It seems that his emotions are all bottled up.
Where did you get that?
Because he's saying, I'm reading "let it out" as an imperative, like a command.
He's telling himself to do it.
He's telling
yeah.
himself to do it, but he can't. But he can't do it. Find the words and let it out, and he can't do it.
Yeah.
So then, turning
right.
water into wine, which was a miracle.
Right.
It would be a
miracle if he could find the words.
Miracle at that.
Ooh, I think you're right.
Boop. Yeah, so he can't. You know, you've been in that situation.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have the words to express what you're saying.
Yeah. That's
That
why you
must
got to get yourself a friend like Vinny.
I'm glad I could be of use to you.
Oh, it's not just that.
But you must, like, as an artist though, that's a pretty fucking convenient job, because you're always able to express yourself, and you have music, so you've got guitars to to say the shit that you can't say. Because when I was playing a lot, when I was playing like 6-7 hours a day, that's what the guitar was about.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of time, like, I was by myself, so I would just, that's what the guitar does. So I don't know if this guy plays guitar though. So
like, I don't have an unlimited amount of art in my soul, or at least I don't think that I do. It kind of just comes when it comes. So I always wonder, like, and I asked, I believe it was Zen that I asked, like, how do you, like, do you ever like you need to get something out so then it like forces you into the space like, okay, I have to be artistic right now, but you don't really, it's not really there. Like, so does that take away from the freedom in which you can express art? Like, the reason that we can be expressive with our art is because we don't have a deadline. Like, if I had a deadline, it would suck the friggin' art out of it.
So this guy, it's not convenient. It's actually the opposite of convenience, because if he doesn't have shit to write, he's fucked.
Yeah.
Because unless he's playing guitar,
yeah,
which is possible. I don't know what he does in the band. But let's say that he was a singer by himself and he didn't have any words.
Yeah, that's not good.
Well, then you could write a song about not being able to...
Not being able to let it...
Oh, he's cheating. He's cheating. Oh, wow. That's interesting.
I don't know. Do you think that's what he's singing about, though? I don't know.
I doubt it. I think it's just a lot deeper than that.
I think so.
You're not going to go with the... But, I mean, I don't know. Like, the pressure to... when I was obsessed with Korn, like, Jonathan Davis would talk about this, like, the pressure that these guys are under to fucking produce. Like, once these record labels start seeing, like, oh, shit, we can make a lot of money off of these people.
And the pressure must be on.
The pressure must be crazy.
Make these deadlines.
Well, let's test you a little bit. Turn it on, let the feelings flow, close your eyes. See the ones you used to know. Open up. There it is. Don't struggle to relate. Lure it out. Help the memory escape. Still,
don't struggle to relate. That would go along with it.
How? What? How?
Because if you're just trying... I don't think that this is what the song is about now that we're going, but you could use that because you would say, don't struggle to relate. Because if you're trying to relate with your audience so that they're going to like your music and buy it, then you're struggling to, like, relate with these people. Like, don't struggle to relate.
Close your eyes. See the ones you used to know.
Yeah, I think that he's dealing with stuff that is bothering him and probably people that passed away.
Isolating him from people. Lure it out. Help the memory escape. But he's barren. And I feel like giving up. So he's lost somebody. It says, see the ones you used to know. Open up. Don't struggle to relate.
I didn't understand that, like, reflections on the page.
Well, that would go with your previous theory. That it's about writing. So, the world's what you create. I drown in hesitation. My words come crashing down. All my best creations burning to the ground.
The thought of starting over leaves me paralyzed. Tear it out again, up the page. Another one that got away.
I think that's it, though.
You think
That third verse looks to me like...
Ooh, Sori's on fire.
You're on fire! Yeah, neurons have been... Yeah, we're talking about neurogenesis with the DMT?
Uh-huh.
Or the mushrooms, the guy with the mushrooms at the Joe Rogan show.
I'm not doing any of that.
No, it's just the mushrooms. I mean, it was like neurogenesis or whatever, but...
I'm too much of a control freak to let that happen. Nope.
Yeah, you know what? I think he's talking about that, though.
And let the story guide me?
Yeah, like maybe he's saying I'm overthinking everything. I'm just gonna go. You know what's crazy? Like, what if God had writer's block? You ever thought of that? Like, that would really suck. Or what if, like, deja vu was like, do over.
Well, I was talking to the kids today.
You know how you erase stuff and the image is not really
it's still there? Yes!
So you, like, draw over it?
Oh, that's the best theory of deja vu I've ever! I was talking to the kids today about, you remember when there was, like, this battle and then Joshua prayed that the sun would stand still and then supposedly... Well, it's that whole thing.
Phenomenologically,
exactly.
The sun stood still. Shaw.
Yeah.
You get these people like, oh, we have proof that there's like 0.4 extra seconds in the day or something, and that's because the sun really did stand still. Or
what? Really?
Just go ahead.
Anyway, it was cute because they said, I said, of course, I started crying at that part because God listened to a man, and that's so emotional for me. And then... So our son comes, he's like, oh, it's all right, Mom. And then the other one's like, why are you crying about that? And I'm like, well, it's just because God listens to a person. He's like, so? God listens to people all the time. And then one of the other kids goes, that's just like Father. He listens to us and we bring our ideas to him. I'm like, well, that's what happened. Like, the guy brought his plan to God and God was like, all right, we'll go with it. Stop the sun. Anyway, I don't know how I put that in there.
Yeah,
I was tying that in somehow, but
he's talking about creating worlds, you know, as an author. Like,
Yeah.
you create these worlds, I guess. Like reflections on the page, the worlds that you create. I think you're right. I think that's what he's talking about. Yeah, I want to be done with this song. I give it a 4.
I want to be done with a 4.
It's a no for me.
No, I'm gonna give it like.
Dream Theater fans, you guys gotta come back with something heavier than this, man. What is this?
I'm gonna give it a 6.5.
What?
What?
Why is it 6.5?
I liked it.
What earned it about? Yeah, you're a very ordered and meticulous individual.
Yeah, I liked it, and
Aside from the room.
my room.
That we
Our room.
I just aired out on Instagram.
It's your fault.
Instagram Live.
He doesn't even tell me when he's gonna do these things.
That it keeps it authentic.
Yep.
Then she's authentically
And
mad at me.
shameful.
Shame. Shame. She was mean when she said that. She's
She
like,
was.
shame.
I
Shame.
hated that part. Ugh. Okay. 6.5.
That's a 3 for me.
This is probably like our shortest video.
Yeah, I just.
You guys are gonna have to miss us. We'll
Yeah.
miss you too.
I had a reviewer's block on this song. I'm done with this song.
Go with the story.
Yeah, come up with another Dream Theater song. Other than that, they're going in the ditch. Been out,
Sorry out.
gone.